जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे। जसोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जसोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जसोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jayo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jayo Nitai Gauranga. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अबाय चरण भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 20th chapter, text number 53. तेभ्यश्चैककषः स्वस्य देहस्यां शाम् अदात् अजः यत्तत् समाधियोगरिद्धि तपो विद्यां विरक्तिमान्। तेभ्यश्चैकैकशः स्वस्य देहस्यां शाम् अदात् अजः यत्तत् समाधियोगरिद्धि तपो विद्या विरक्तिमान्। तेभ्यश्चैकैकशः स्वस्य देहस्यां शमदात् अजः यत्तत् समाधियोगरिद्धि तपो विद्यां विरक्तिमान्। थोड़ा स्लो कर सकते हैं। Word to word meaning. Tebhyah, to them, cha, and ekaikashah, each one, swasya, of his own, dehasya, body, amsham, part, adat, gave, ajaha, the unborn Brahma, yad, which, tat, that, samadhi, deep meditation, yoga, concentration of the mind, riddhi, supernatural power, tapaha, austerity, vidya, knowledge, virakti, renunciation, mat, possessing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. To each one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration, and renunciation. Please repeat the translation. To each one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration and renunciation. Purport. The word Viraktimat in this verse means possessed of the qualification of renunciation. Spiritual realization cannot be attained by materialistic persons. For those who are addicted to sense enjoyment, spiritual realization is not possible. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who are too attached to seeking material possessions and material enjoyment cannot reach Yoga Samadhi, absorption in Krishna consciousness. Propaganda that one can enjoy his life materially and at the same time spiritually advance is simply bogus. The principles of renunciations are four: to avoid illicit sex, to avoid meat eating, to avoid intoxication, and to avoid gambling. These four principles are called tapasya or austerity. To absorb the mind in supreme in Krishna consciousness is a process of self-realization. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, 20th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitiramine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. तेभ्यश्चैकैकशः स्वस्य देहस्यांशम् अदादजः यत्तत् समाधि योग रिद्धि तपो विद्या विरक्तिमत्. To each one of these sons, the unborn creator of the universe gave a part of his own body which was characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration and renunciation. Jai Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Shri Nitai Gauranga Ki. So here, Lord Brahma, who created various living entities, from living entities in the mode of ignorance, living entities in the mode of passion, living entities in the mode of goodness, chara, achara, moving, non-moving, all different varieties of living entities Lord Brahma created. And all those creations are actually amshas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they were made possible because of the deep tapasya that Lord Brahma did. And that deep tapasya, here it is being said, it is characterized by deep meditation, mental concentration, supernatural power, austerity, adoration and renunciation. So actually, from a Krishna conscious dimension, these are elements for any sadhaka, devotee, which are key to a devotee's life in preaching. If a devotee has joined the mission of Krishna consciousness, the purpose of that joining is to engage in the missionary activities. We want to perform devotional service. In the material world, they engage. Everybody are so engaged. If you go, especially big cities, you can see how people are running. If you go to Bombay, Calcutta, all these places, if you go morning time, now from 8:30 to 10 o'clock, you go into any bus, any road, anywhere, you can see, wow, 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 people are just like rushing to their offices and workplaces and so many things like that. They're all engaged, seriously engaged. Like in Bombay, in Mumbai, you can see this even more. You ask somebody something, they don't have the time to tell you also. They are so busy. But that engagement, what is it for? The purpose is for sense gratification. Something material. That engagement is for something material. But they are doing tapasya. Engagement in such kind of a way is a kind of tapasya. But that tapasya is only for material sense gratification or various satisfying their material desires. Different, unlimited material desires are there. And to satisfy those material desires, they are engaging. They are absorbed. All these things are there. Like for example, in this purport it is being said that in Bhagavad Gita it is stated that those who are too attached to seeking material possessions and material enjoyment cannot reach yoga samadhi, absorption in Krishna consciousness. Because they are absorbed in sense gratification. The purpose is what? I'll work hard, I'll get money, I'll get some power, I'll get some status. These are the real goals. They may be nicely dressed, sophisticated languages. All those things you can see. Very big, elaborate setup they have. Prabhupada says, elaborate setup. Trains, aeroplanes, roads, buildings, nice, fancy offices, everything will be there. Huge. But all these so-called material facilities and infrastructures is for what? Is for maintaining this mind, body and senses. And anybody who associates with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, we just a few days of reading, few days of understanding, few days of Shravanam of these literatures. Even a neophyte bhakta in Krishna consciousness, he realizes that this so-called material objects, they are all dead. They don't have any chetana. They don't have any consciousness. They are jada vastu. That is why Bhagavatam says, all these endeavors, all these so-called endeavors for maintaining this jada vastu is simply called mandanam lokaranjanam, decorating the dead body. No matter how nicely you decorate the dead body, that dead body after a few hours will start emitting very pungent odor. It doesn't create a nice atmosphere at all. All of us are put off by seeing that. It is very, very distasteful, very ugly. I remember when one of my close relatives passed away. So we bought the body to the house. From the hospital, we took delivery of the body and we brought it to the house. Then I and my cousin, we placed that body. It was lying in the hospital for some 7-8 hours because night or 10 hours, after 10-12 hours, we bought the body. The body was placed and then we just kept it and we were trying to do some things. So in the nose they have put cotton. And I didn't know. I took out that cotton just to keep the body. Suddenly blood, mucus, boom, it started flowing. I felt like vomiting. My close relative. So you see, that is the nature of this body. It is, afterwards I didn't feel like going there only. It looked so ugly, lifeless, no life at all. That person is not at all there. So, if our consciousness, if our intelligence is limited to only thinking that this body is everything, maintenance of this body is what the purpose of our life is. It is so foolish. If you are not able to understand that the life in this body is more important than the body, if you don't recognize the spirit in that body, it is meaningless. So if you see in this material world, 99% of the people, they are madly running only with bodily consciousness. How foolish people can be. When you tell them about the soul, no. And sometimes some people who says, yes, the soul is everything. And then you tell them, if the soul is everything, then you should be performing activities for the soul. That I don't know. 70 to 80% of the people, they will not even agree soul exists, body is everything. That is very low consciousness. Then there will be another 15 to 20% who will even accept the soul. And the person who accepts the soul, if you tell them, there are activities which you have to do for the soul, they will also not accept. Then there are people who will accept, okay, there are activities for the soul, but still they will not do that activity. Because why it is being done? Because of our conditioning. We have from time immemorial, so many janmas after janmas, we have pandered to the needs and requirements of only this body, so-called body, false ego, all these things, we have fed them. We are addicted to that kind of a life. We are not able to come out of it. It is only by the divine blessing of the Lord that one can come out of this vicious cycle. It is not easy to just see this reality and then come out of this trap. It's a big chakravyuha. You're trapped into the chakravyuha and then you cannot come out. Somehow you are able to come out of the chakravyuha. That itself is a big, big achievement. And then you come out of it and then continue to move far away from this. That's another journey by itself. Sometimes, some people, they come out of the chakravyuha, they continue the journey, and again like a magnet, they are drawn back into the chakravyuha. So you can see all these varieties of living entities. Like, for example, in the planetary systems, there is a planet and there is a satellite. Now the satellite keeps on moving around one planet. It will be orbiting around one planet. Why? Because there is a central force there. So that gravitational force is giving it one orbit and it is moving around it like that. In some cases, what happens is, suddenly for some reason, that satellite moves away from its orbit. That means it went away from its gravity. Then it's a free fall. It's going on its own, where and all, God knows where it is going. So similarly, living entities, this body is making us run around the needs and necessities. Somehow or the other, we need to come out of it. And that is by the divine mercy of Guru and Krishna that we are able to come out of this chakra. And then we come out of the chakra in a Krishna conscious perspective, like Prabhupada has given us an opportunity on the platform of spirit to engage in the service of the Supreme Spirit. He has given us how our whole activities can be performed on the platform of the soul. In the material world, they perform on the platform of the body. Activities are performed. Here, Prabhupada is giving us a chance to perform activity on the platform of soul. And to perform that activity on the platform of the soul, we need to regulate our bodily activities. We need to regulate our habits. Like here, Prabhupada is saying, absorption in Krishna consciousness, propaganda that one can enjoy this life materially, at the same time spiritually advance, is simply bogus. It is simply bogus. You cannot have two things, material life and spiritual life. No. These both things don't go together at all. Morning Krishna Prasadam va so nice, evening Pani Puri Bhoga. It doesn't work like that. There is no Bhoga Prasadam. There is only Prasadam. It's like saying, I'll wash my hands nicely. I'll wear gloves. I'll sanitize myself. And then I'll go to the Pani Puri stall and eat Pani Puri. That fellow is making in the most dirtiest place. What is the use of eating like that? Washing your hands. Full dirt is there in that. Obviously, you will be infected with some disease. There's no point. So, here Prabhupada is saying the principle of renunciation. You have to give up. You cannot indulge. You cannot indulge in illicit sex. You cannot eat any meat. You cannot do any intoxication. And you cannot do any gambling. It's clear. These four principles are called tapasya or austerity. To absorb the mind in supreme, in Krishna consciousness is spiritual realization. For a devotee, like for example, we join the temple. We give up material activity and we join. It is not retirement. Sometimes we think, oh, material temple life means retirement life. No way. It is not a retirement house or retirement village. We are doing spiritual activity. There we were doing material activity. By coming into Krishna consciousness, what happens is, by infusion of Krishna conscious knowledge, we start recognizing this material. When we go to our office, when we see the material activity, we feel frustrated. Jugupsa, one type. Frustration, and we think, no, I don't want to do this. Then, temple, I want to join the temple. I want to perform devotional service. So we come here. A temple will give me great relief because in temple there will be no material activity. Yes, in the temple there will be no material activity, but there will be spiritual activity. Activity will be there. But sometimes what we do? Temple, spiritual inactivity. It cannot work like that. You have to be active. Just like, for example, in activity, when it is there, what happens when there is active? Like, for example, in the material world, when your boss, hey, show me you have not achieved your target, you have not you have not done your work, your bonus claims will be done, your increments will be stopped, that one will be stopped. So many headaches are there in the material world, right? That is all activity related. In the material world, like your bonus, your increments, your promotions, everything is based on your material activities, your achievements. Based on that, all these things are provided. And supposing you don't achieve all those things, then your boss, your superiors will tell, hey, cut this fellow, hey, you kick out this fellow, he's not productive. Like that, there are so many controls there. Now, when we hear Krishna conscious lectures, we say, oh, see, this is the material world. They are ungrateful people, they are exploiters, so many things comes into our mind. For their greedy profits, they are exploiting me. All those things, kind of things will come into our thought. Temple means, no, not like this. They are Krishna conscious people. There won't be any exploitation. There will not be anything. Then you come here. Yes, boss. There will be. But when you are doing activity, you will be asked, why didn't you? Your activity, you will be questioned when you don't do some Krishna conscious activity nicely. Somebody will come and tell you, why didn't you do this properly? Why you didn't do this? Oh, he is not doing service. Oh, let him be there only. Let him do assistant pujari service. Oh, here also they are mistreating me. Here also they are shouting at me. Here also, activity means there will be all these things. What is the purpose of that shouting? What is the purpose of this one? Whether they are doing it for Krishna, whether it is done for their personal sense gratification and all these kind of, that is the barometer of calculation. You cannot escape all these things. When an activity has to be performed, we are here to achieve results. For whom? For Prabhupada and Krishna, for the missionary purpose. There, they want to achieve results. For what? To increase their own personal sense gratifications. Inactivity. There, Mayavadi means, oh, you don't want everything nirvana. There is no any shouting, screaming, nothing, because everything is shunya. Everything is impersonal. That doesn't work in Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are full of activities. There will be feelings, there will be emotions. We have to engage our feelings, our emotions in a Krishna conscious way. We have to perceive, relate to all those things with Krishna conscious intelligence. If you don't see that in Krishna conscious intelligence, you can be misled. You will start thinking, oh, Prabhu is shouting at me, Prabhu is targeting me, Prabhu is doing this, and everything will become, you will start seeing that in a material light. You will not see it in spiritual light. And then you start making offenses. And then when you start making offenses, the rasa, the taste of Krishna consciousness is lost. You are not finding taste. Just like in the material world, you don't find taste for engagement in service. And when there is no taste, there is no motivation. Then slowly you will be going away from devotional life. And again, one more circle will start, one more life will start. You will go into material world. Again, you will understand that this is wrong. Then again, you will come back. So, if we are sufficiently reading, if we are sufficiently engaging in Krishna conscious sadhana, then the right intelligence, the fine intelligence you will get. How to see things in proper perspective. Otherwise, you cannot understand Krishna consciousness. You cannot relate to people. You cannot relate to situations. You will all see like, like a cataract eyes, hazy, foggy. How to see the things. How to relate to things. How to relate to people. How to relate to one devotee to another devotee. If you don't have, then you will see, oh, this devotee is behaving like this. He is doing like this, he is doing like that. We need clear intelligence. How to see things. Oh, my mother was so nice, my father was nice, this devotee is behaving with me like this. So many false ideas. So, until and unless we have surrendered, that's why we say, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jiva jago, Gora chanda bole, Kota nidra jago maya, Pisha chira kole. Wake up, living entity, wake up. Wake up from Kota nidra. This false sleep that you are doing on the laps of the witch, which you feel this witch's thighs are so soft and nice to lie down. If you think like that, how foolish it is. What will the witch do? Witch is a blood-sucking entity. The purpose of the witch is what? Putana was very beautiful. She was so beautiful. She walked into Nanda Maharaj's house. Everybody, oh, so nice. But inside that beautiful body of Putana, what was there? Inside the mind of Putana, in the intelligence of Putana, what was there? very negative, very destructive, very destructive thoughts to ultimately envious. She was filled with envy. Envy to such an extent that she wanted to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead itself. So we must be very careful. We must recognize when we see another devotee that ultimately this devotee, no matter what it is, his life is dedicated to Krishna. So it doesn't matter how he behaves with me. So here in this particular verse, it is said that how Lord Brahma, by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, did various was instrumental in creating unlimited living entities, which were all due to his deep meditation. So similarly, as devotees, if we have to create, we want to create for Prabhupada, we want to build Srila Prabhupada's movement, we want to establish Krishna consciousness, which means we have to be ready for tapasya. Tapasya means not going to be distracted by so-called pains and pleasures. Tapasya means you accept the pain. You get shouted, you get kicked, you get beaten up. Oh, you run away. No, that is pain. You accept that. No, because I have to establish the mission. We tolerate. We tolerate bad conditions. Prabhupada showed us practically how to do it. With nothing, Prabhupada staying in small place, going around, selling that back to Godhead in Delhi. All that tapasya, devotee, a preacher of Krishna consciousness should remember that hardships, pain are intrinsic to a Krishna conscious practitioner. He doesn't run away because of all these things. He accepts it. All our acharyas have shown that. Everyone in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown that. The Goswamis, they were perfect examples of this. Kopina Kanta Shrito. We say in the Shad Goswami Ashtaka, when we sing that so beautiful lines of how their lifestyle was. Whether it was Rupa Goswami, whether it was Sanatan Goswami, whether it was Raghunath Das Goswami, whether it was Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, whether it was Jiva Goswami. Humility, frugality, austerity, tapasya, these are all our ornaments. These are our ornaments. These ornaments beautify our soul. So-called diamond, gold, all these things, they beautify this dead body. Whereas tapasya, all these things, they beautify our soul. So we must not be perturbed by all these things. Rather, they are all great opportunities for us to immerse ourselves in more Krishna consciousness. We'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की.